Hey, I'm Noodle Yeti, and this is the 18th part in a series I'm doing where we build a city called Westdale. So the last episode, I kind of just hastily put some metro down and started making some changes. I didn't really have a whole lot of free time during that to actually think about what I was doing, and I actually think I made some mistakes that I'm going to need to rectify this time around. So we are going to fix those first, and then we're going to go into what I want to do, which is reaching the next milestone. And we're going to be doing that by coming to this side of the river here. And I have a few plans for this. I was thinking about doing low density over on this side with this fancy little old quay wall that looks broken down and dilapidated. Moving into some high density residential over here, maybe mix in some commercial and offices, and then a little bit further down to do more offices, and then even further down, maybe right around over here, doing the financial district. And then I would like to put our new city services area right over here next to the freeway. At least that's my plan for what I'd like to do. And as far as the mistakes I need to fix, this bridge, I need to redo this bridge as well as redo this subway line here. If we get out of this view and we look at our, oh yeah, toggleable whiteness, and a lot of the other mods are working now. But if we come out of this view and we look at how I have two lines and I have the second one running all the way down over here, we need to get rid of the second line and then exchange this stop for the, where is it? The stop that has the lines going in two different directions like this. So the reason why I want them to go in two different directions is because when I was thinking about all the different traffic lines, I figured we probably need a high-speed method of getting across town as well. And I was thinking about putting one of these basic stops over here next to this kind of like interchange area where we have two tram stops and two bus stops. So if we put this over here, we'll also be getting a metro stop as well. And it's somewhat central. Not really, it looks like it's more towards one side of the city, but I think that's okay. I think it's central enough over here to bring it across, and then they could use the tram to get down however they'd like. So yeah, that's the general plan for what I'd like to do today. And to start, I think I'm going to redo the tram network, or not the tram, the metro network. So I will be right back. Alright, so I have fixed the metro line and I've actually fixed the bridge. So as far as the metro line goes, I upgraded it to this one, which had the crosstown one, which will go from here all the way over here. I've even modified this junction a little bit, just that way I can get this metro station all the way up close to it. I did notice, however, if we come out of this and we go to our transportation thing, our hubs, we have a metro tram hub with road, and it does go across town, which is really cool. However, it doesn't quite fit under the bridge, and I don't know if I want to move this over, because the farther I move it over, the more the metro line, I don't know. I don't know if I want to use this one or not. It looks really cool. I think it would be really cool. I don't know. Let me know if you think I should use this new metro tram hub. Because it would fit over here. It would make sense. We have a tram stops and metro stop over here. But we got some pretty cool things. But I just went with the basic metro, basic tram, things like that. As far as the bridge is concerned, I made its end a roundabout. Because I was thinking, if I bring all the stuff to the other side and I put a metro stop over here that'll bring them in, there's still going to be a lot of people that try and drive across. And this is going to be probably one of the main ways they drive across, since most of the housing is going to be on this side. I wanted most of the housing on this side because this one that's going to be a bridge going across isn't really well suited. And this roundabout already sees a lot of use, so I would prefer if they used the other bridge more. And so for this one, I was thinking I'd turn it into more like a utility type bridge, just a two-lane bridge that cuts across. And I was going to put a toll booth on here. I only want to put the toll booth just to kind of keep it as more of a utility thing, because police and ambulance and things like that don't have to slow down and stop to pay the toll. They just drive right through. So it would be purely an access for utility, or if people are willing to pay a price to get to this side of town quicker, they can go ahead and do that. But yeah, I think before we get into laying all that stuff out, we need to consider our city services and our budget. So if we open this up, we have not raised any of our high density taxes just yet. So I'm going to raise them 3% up to 12% the maximum. You might say, oh, that's only 3% increase on each. That's technically like a 30% increase on each of these from our end. So it's going to be quite a bit more of our income. You'll be able to watch this down here in the bottom left. It'll go up, but as we start to build more on the other side, it'll start to really go up, because I plan on using pretty much only high density. Now, as far as our budget goes, we can look at all of these things down here. We're spending $15,000 a week on health insurance, $13,000 a week on fire. So I actually want to show you something, because I did pause this. All right, so I got this up here, and you can see I counted the number of hearses in use to the total available, number of ambulances in use to the total available, fire departments, and police coverage. It looks like police were actually the closest on, but I'd still like to help us out just a little bit. But as you can see with fire and ambulances, our two medical services, we are absolutely way overspending. Hearses were pretty close, but ambulances and fire departments is what we're going to have to focus on reducing those numbers, reducing our budget on. So I will be right back and get those up into the appropriate ranges. All right, so I've gone through and I have fixed some of our fire issues and taken away a little bit from our medical. I couldn't take a whole lot, I don't think. I probably could take a little more, but I think for now we're going to be okay, at least just okay. And so what I did was, even though last time I said I don't think I want to put things like these fire towers down, they still help cover some of our buildings. Like if we come into this view, if you remember there was a lot of red here. Here, I'll delete the tower real quick just so you can see. See, it actually affects buildings. And I don't know if that's because we have the helicopter station or something like that, but it actually has an impact on buildings. So what I did is I noticed that if I reduced the capacity of the fire station, but instead put a watchtower near the fire station, it would improve the fire coverage of the buildings. So I did that in quite a few places, such as over here I had a higher capacity fire station, but instead I replaced it with the Heart of Korea one and a watchtower, and it acts just the same and is actually able to cover more. These people became a little bit happier as a result. And just in some places, like over here, this place had no fire coverage, and just putting down one tower over here for some reason really helped them out. And over here I just completely replaced the fire station with the watchtower. I really don't like the idea of it, but it is an extremely cheap option to go from, what is this, 560 a week to 96 a week, or even 1440 a week down to 560 plus 96. I think it's kind of a cheesy mechanic, but if I am trying to reduce my budget in order to handle everything for the people, I think I think that's what I'm just going to have to do. And as for medical, I have replaced some. I took away the community pool over here because that one was really expensive. It was like $1,600 a week or something. So I removed it, filled it back in with offices, and I've also gone around and replaced certain medical facilities with saunas. That'll just take away our patient capacity, which, as you can see, we're way over. We only have 2 sick citizens, but we have a capacity of 700. And it'll also reduce our capacity for ambulances. But that is okay. We were way over by quite a bit, so nothing I have to concern myself with too much. But yeah, I've reduced our budget quite a bit. It looks like a few thousand on fire and at least a couple thousand on medical. So before we get into the city, I think I should cover some of our city services. Actually, no, that's right. I need to build the next area in order to add in the new city services. So I think that's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to start laying out the roads on the other side of the river. So I will be right back. Alright, so I've got all the roads laid out over here, and I've got at least some pathways and some public transportation going on. I got a monorail that connects the residential on the right from this view to the financial district that's going to be on the left. And then I also have a metro at the right station with the residential that cuts down into the Grove, and that one that goes all the way across town, all the way over into our printing press and warehousing area. So these people can get around town fairly easily. They should be okay, I think. And I even have all my districts set up. And I think we're ready to start adding in all the public services we're going to need in order to support these people. So I plan on adding in... Oh my goodness, that is... Alright, well, I'm going to pause the game real quick because we are about to do public services, so that's going to get taken care of. But if we are going to go from around 23,000 to hopefully over 34,000, which I believe is the next milestone. Because if we're at 23 and it looks like we're about 2/3 of the way there, add about 50% of what we have to us, that should be around 34,000. So I think that's the next milestone. So I'm just going to go ahead and start adding in all the public services. I will be right back. All right, now I should have it all done, from electricity to water to garbage, even education. I raised our education. We have a high capacity elementary school over here because I know when we do put in all the high density residential over there, our population is going to boom. So we're definitely going to need that. Put in another high school and we should reach the point where we'll need another one, but I didn't put one down yet. And I've basically gone through and added everything. So I think we're good enough now to start zoning everything in. And so I'm actually going to start from this right hand side and work my way over to the residential over there, because we have our power on this side and this is where it's coming from. So we're just going to start over here. Oh, hold on one second. I forgot to put down our stock exchange. It's kind of important if we're doing a if we're doing a build where we include the financial DLC. Just kind of important, only a little bit. Alright, so with that academic school year and all of the minor fixes I had to go around doing, it looks like we're starting to get some traffic back up over here, and I'm actually curious as to what's going on, so I want to actually look at our junctions first. Alright, well, I'm not going to bother with the junctions on the other side since those don't seem to be the issue. It does not appear that the junctions are the issue here, so let's go ahead and take a look at our public transportation. See where these people are going first. Routes, we click here. That is a lot of cyclists using this bridge, which is absolutely incredible. That's what we want to see. Let's take those off real quick, give us a clearer view. Looks like that is mostly pedestrian. Private vehicles. That is a lot of private vehicles going in and out. You can see they're going all over here. So let's take a look at our routes here. Oh, look at that. I think we could build City Hall now. We're at 25, that's 3,400. Yeah, that's pretty neat. So if we come here and we look at this, none of these are filling up. I predicted that we would have a lot more people using this than there are. So maybe during the time lapse, by me not fixing this and making sure it's running correctly, we might have actually caused people to prefer driving than using this. So I'm going to go ahead and up the car capacity on this one just to see what happens. Oh, it looks like it's our buses. Never mind. I'm going to go ahead and reduce this back down to 4. Keep it at the 500, but now we have to fine tune these bus routes. Alright, well, while I was trying to fix traffic here, it looks like we hit our next milestone of Capital City. We've got a new tile to purchase, so that means we have 2 total. We have ships, which I'm not sure what that means. More paths. Okay, so it means we have the cargo harbor and the pedestrian harbor, as well as an eco water treatment plant. Nice. I wonder if that one's the one that has 0 in the advanced one. I wonder if those are the ones that have 0 pollution, because that'll be great. I think those are some of our last city services that cause pollution, if I'm not mistaken. But so while I was doing this, I realized we had this huge backup going on here, and I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Because my hypothesis, in my hypothesis, we should have had more people using this metro than there currently are, and we shouldn't be having so many people crossing this bridge. And I don't understand what's causing that. So I tried upping the capacity of this roundabout here, and it really got traffic moving because with the 2-lane highway, it was just completely backing up. Personally, I'm thinking I needed to make this just slightly larger. Now, I don't know how I would do that given the area we have to work with, but it's too late now. I have this smaller, medium-ish one in. So I've tried to up the capacity of this, and we will see what happens. And it looks like things are actually moving now, except for once we get over here. I'm thinking if I come over here, I can do the 4-lane asymmetrical. I could do that all the way down over here and give people a dedicated turn lane, 2 dedicated turn lanes, because it looks like everybody's trying to turn from somewhere. And it's just not really working out that well. It looks like our traffic is starting to zoom along because now we have 2 exit lanes here, as well as 1 dedicated right-hand turn lane and 1 dedicated left-hand turn lane. The frustrating thing is we can't do any kind of lane math here and force people to turn left from the left lane or anything like that. We just have to rely on their AI, which as you can see is pretty stupid because it will still have people that go straight through. We could just remove this connection altogether, but then that would just move all the traffic over here. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Alright, so I've got the buses off completely now. I'm wondering what else is there that's using this roundabout besides people, because it looks like it's just for the most part people, and they're all trying to cut through here. What I could do is come into this district here, go policies, and then for city planning, we go Old Town. So we're the only people that could drive through this particular neighborhood are the people that live there. And that will cause these people to have to go somewhere else unless they live there. And I'm finding it hard to believe that all these people actually live in this neighborhood. I really think they're just trying to cut through. But at least it is moving now. So that is a good thing. We've made progress. So yeah, we've hit our milestone. We've added in all of this, the financial district, which we haven't messed around with yet, actually. Should I? Why not? Let's go in here. Let's go ahead and make a little, let's go ahead and make a little bit of money here. So it looks like the low on this one is going to be in the 1300s and the high is going to be in the 1500s for forestry. For farming, it looks like we want to be beneath 520 and then above 580 to sell. Ooh, looks like we want to buy forestry. It's in the 1300 range. Low 500s, buy, quick. And then we want to sell for farming in the high 500s, which it is now, so cool. Sell. This is exhilarating. Alright, so I've gone ahead and done a little bit of investing, as you can tell. I've made a little bit of money here. Just traded back and forth with forestry and farming over and over again as they dropped and rose. But I kind of want to upgrade this. Ooh, we can get bank, which means we have another mechanic we now have to worry about, which is placing banks around the city. Just that way our commercial zones have a little bit less crime. But I want to upgrade this stock exchange just a little bit, so that way it peaks out just above all the rest of these buildings. I don't know if these are max rank yet or not. Building needs to be covered by more services to allow it to be upgraded. I wonder what services those are, but for now, I know they're going to get a little bit taller, so we might want to upgrade this one once more here. Oh, there we go, level 4. I think that's going to be tall enough for now, until we get these buildings over here covered by a little bit more services. Now let's see, it looks like our bridge is cleared up, so it looks like this fix of adding in the 3-lane roundabout as well as doing an asymmetrical road on this side really helped out with clearing this traffic. I think also adding in the historic town or old town over here, which prevents anybody from driving through that doesn't live here, also really helped out quite a bit. So this is looking more like what I thought it would be, what I thought it would turn out to be, so for now, I think I'm really happy with what we've done. We've added in all of this residential and commercial and the financial district as well. We've added a new mechanic into the game that we have to play around with. I think this is just looking great. I think next time we could actually, let's see here, if we go into our unique buildings, if we go into, is it this one? We have our city hall. So we can actually start to think about planning this area out, putting City Hall down, putting in the city offices. Where are they? I don't know where the city offices are, but we'll be able to put those down as well. And I'm just really excited. I think this is going to be pretty cool. We could do our little City Hall area, and then we could focus on our city services. And we've also unlocked, what was it? The harbor and cargo harbor. So we can actually think about coming down over here now. So I am really excited. We finally get to make some moves, especially in this long-awaited City Hall area. Oh man, I am happy. So yeah. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your viewership. I hope to see you in the next one. I hope you like what I've done to the city here with this high density area. It kind of reminds me of like a Manhattan somewhat, except not an island. But I'm really liking it, and I hope you guys like it too, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.
Time can never be your trusted friend or your swan